kit on there now because I'm ready to advertise DJ Benny in the house.
You're not wearing it.
For we did a pre-episode now last night, and you didn't get to hear it because it didn't go live yet.
Justin, you can leave now.
You were referred to as, are you like Simon Cowell, are you?
Get him on the website.
For all the bands, are you?
He actually, last night in the podcast we were pre-recorded for the pre-podcast of this, he has you compared to the Simon Cowell of Cork.
Brilliant.
So like, I wear my pants pretty high. Laura gives out to me, how high can you get your pants like Simon Cowell? Right up there. But now,
you're not wearing this.
After chatting to himself now, I think you're more like the Tommy Mottola than Simon Cowell. You're like a music mogul with the amount of things you've got going on.
Who is Tommy?
I'm Tommy Mottola. He's the head of Sony. He's got all the money.
Not at all. Oh, get the photos. We'll get.
She's
going
to eat that now. You got to take that off because she.
I got to save the dog from it. Gave her a toy, the best toy in the world.
So is this you dressed, love? Is it?
We're ready to go. We're good to go.
Awesome, love it.
Do you want to introduce the show now, there, Laura? Dog's fierce excited. Oh, we have started.
Oh, that was part of it. Oh, fantastic. Were you ready, Justin?
I'm ready, right?
Yeah, the ice is broke now.
Yeah.
I suppose welcome to the Laura
Welcome to the Benny and Laura show.
It is the Benny and Laura show. He gets very excited. Anything music related, and this man just goes up to a whole other level and just like goes for it.
Yeah, I reckon I've got an ear.
Love it.
So today we have the Simon Cowell of the wedding industry, apparently. I mean, like...
Don't know about that.
Yeah.
What will Louis Walsh going to be?
That's exactly what I said. Go on, tell us. Who's the Louis Walsh of your... But we've got Justin from Partybands in with us talking.
Yes.
Apparently we've got Banshee joining us as well, Justin. I'm very sorry.
Yeah. Got a best pal.
Yeah, Justin has a pug, and apparently the pug smell now is drawing Banshee in.
Formerly of the guilty judges, I suppose you were just...
Well, that's how we know you
You were too good for your own good.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. But that's how it all started, was guilty judges. And then it grew into party bands. Because we got fairly busy fairly quickly. So.
Yeah.
Not too big for your boots, Justin. Just way too big
I
for
don't
your
know about that. But, no, things went well. And then there was other, bands starting up around us. And I was sort of like, I could sort of get them gigs as well. So that's how
Partybands started out.
Yeah, grew into that.
I didn't know that actually.
And that's where it all started. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Put yourself thinking, mate, this could be more. This could be.
It got to the stage. It was like, I was booking one wedding and then figuring out there was 4 more inquiries that date coming through. It was like, I'm just
the one band. I can only do one.
Well, it was sort of like, maybe try here or do that, or I can't help you. So and I was just like, how could I help?
Let's connect them up. And I think it's one thing. I was looking at the Partybands website, and then I was kind of like going, you probably don't realise it initially when you're kind of like you're looking at this website, but actually if the shit hits the fan, the likelihood is like if someone's booked through you've so many connections now because the list goes on. The website's pretty big, there's lots of people listed there, and it's like you're probably going to be able to solve a problem.
Well, that's the main thing. We're the problem solver. Like people come to us, we book the weddings, and if anything goes wrong, that's what we're here for. We're like, and it does happen to very rare time. It's like cool, no worries. We've other bands very similar, they'll be able to step in, or a ceremony singer or something is like, we can fix that problem. And they can phone us instead of just freaking out and not knowing what to do. That's what we're here.
That's huge for people. But I am going to say though, I'm going to miss the days now when we're going to go out and bump into the guilty judges. It's an end of an era there now, Justin.
I'm going to miss them. They were good times,
They were good times.
But the lads are doing well from the band. I mean, they've gone on to bigger and better things.
They have. Well, Lizzie, Fionn, who's in the band from the start, and Rob. Like, Rob's away teaching now. Very happy boy.
Very different.
Happy, but I think the stress is a lot less now.
Okay.
Being in the wedding band.
That's amazing that being a teacher is less stressful than being in a wedding band.
Well, he's still out gigging here and there. I know he's stepping in for a couple of gigs for us in the future for other bands. Like, he enjoys gigging and less pressure gigs I think he's in for doing, so he's happy enough. And Fionn, he's off. He's with Kane de Crow now in the UK. He went there.
It's mad actually when you see his Instagram posts and it's like he's in massive stadiums.
Yeah, we're all very proud of him. So, we're all rooting for him.
No, isn't it brilliant though when someone gets a break though, isn't it? Like because you can grind in this job I suppose like traditionally like lads working in pubs or whatever it is, going from gig to gig to gig, and you can really be grinding and it's nice to see someone actually get a break.
Well, it's like he worked really hard at doing that, and like he sort of laid out a map to go there. Sean Murray, our guitar player, like he moved to London knew a few musicians there. He done the same. He played with Kane. He's now with Niall Horn. But
I feel like you're name dropping.
yeah, big time. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't mind
yeah,
dropping.
It's amazing.
But it's
so like, how was it for getting tickets now, please?
yeah, I'd like tickets. So as well, I can get them.
Like,
I
hey,
get
Justin,
them.
so even though you know someone who knows someone who knows Niall Horn.
Yeah. I'm in. But no, they sort of let it out. They worked hard, and yeah, they went there to do that and let it out themselves. You know, so. Fair play to them. It's what they were chasing, so they're getting it.
And I suppose while we're on the kind of the bands end of it, rather than we get into the agency end of it, it's kind of like specific to like one band. Is there like advice that you'd like to give to lads, or kind of if a band is starting out and kind of like they're into weddings or they're in the pub scene or whatever it is there kind of like, I say you've learned so much and you've seen a lot, but like is there any kind of tips that you give to lads that are either starting out?
Loads.
Yeah.
The first thing, like if you wanted to be in a wedding band,
yeah,
like I would go and try and shadow another wedding band just to see what goes on, because it's very different from a pub set.
Big time,
like, people going into pubs and playing, it is a different atmosphere for going to a wedding.
Yeah.
You need different songs,
and
different tracks.
Laura would often say it though, if a pub band comes in cold to a wedding and they haven't really got wedding experience,
we learned
it's a different start.
We learned that the hard way. we learned it that way, like.
But you can't just plug in and start. It just doesn't work that way.
I remember, like, because we started in the Oliver Plunkett back in the old days. We were gigging there late night, doing every Friday night. People started coming up, play our wedding. We're like, cool. Yeah.
Nice one.
We'll play your wedding. But we turned up the wedding, like I remember the first one, the sound engineer just like, guys, you have to take a break. And we're like, do we? Like, we just didn't know what was going on. Like, okay, they're bringing tea, cake and stuff out.
Did you remember to do a first dance? Or?
Yeah, but we were like, first dance, how does that work? We were all like, cool, we get the song. Do you play it at the start or what do you, like, we just didn't know what happened. We did learn that way. So if there was bands looking to get into it, go and talk to, somebody like me, I can tell you it all.
Yeah,
Share
the information.
Yeah, find another band that's doing it and just go and hang out and see what goes on at weddings.
I suppose we often say like the difference between your first wedding and your 10th wedding is huge.
Yeah,
big time. No matter what service you're providing.
Yeah,
it's a different experience. The wedding industry.
You do pick up things quick, and like there is a timeline and a frame to weddings, like. Things sort of.
Yeah, it's all about timing.
But
there's a bit of a course on a roadmap to when, when to be there, what times you should be kicking off, who to chat to, do this. When you learn all them bits, you just go and tick the boxes every night, like do this.
That's right.
Do that. You do get very used to it.
And it must be for music as well, like going to different venues. One, you're dealing with different managements, different setups, but then the sound must be completely different in some venues versus other venues versus pubs.
We find most of the venues around here, like, listen, you don't need massive big rigs and stuff. Yeah, you obviously need a good rig that'll do a good dance for 100, 200 people.
Yeah.
But you don't need stuff that's going to blow people away. And I always say to lads, like, a bride will never ask us what speakers we use or anything like that, so.
It's true, actually.
Don't focus on all of that. Yeah, get good quality gear that'll work and be reliable and have spares.
Yes. Yes.
Spare mixing days. You don't know that gig doesn't happen.
This is very true.
But you're right. Like what we often say, like I probably said it last night in the podcast, is once they walk up the aisle, it's like the place could burn down after that, but they're only going to do this once. So they're walking up the aisle once. So if that camera isn't working, you better have the spare on the other hip that's ready to go.
No, that's a big thing, because I remember we used to turn up with a sound engineer and stuff, and he'd look after all that, and then went out and done themselves. And there was the odd time a speaker went.
Yes.
You just have to be able to manage it. It was like, all right, if that's not working, we can do this or do that. But you'll only learn that from people that's been in the game and can tell you we learned the hard way,
Because we have been there with bands, like for summer, they go to start and a speaker just goes, and it's just like you can sense the panic, and everyone's like running to try and get it fixed.
I have chatted to DJs and stuff, and they said, I turned up and the band, something wasn't working, their speakers weren't big enough, or their mixing desk failed, or whatever. It was like, I had to pull them out of a hole, and if I wasn't there, nothing was happening.
God bless them for being there early.
It seems like
DJs that show up early, in fairness, they're great.
DJs that are in the game, and they know things like that.
And then and DJs. So Party Bands kind of covers off musicians, DJs, bands, and then hang on before we get on to all that. But then, like, as if he wasn't Tommy Mottola already, he then has.
I still don't know who Tommy Mottola
is. He has another part of the website where there's photo booths, vintage photo booths, 360 photo booths, sparklers.
Any of the fun stuff,
right?
We do.
You're on the fun. You're on the fun end of it.
Yeah. But yeah, the main thing is all bands, DJs, ceremony singers, day two, you know, so one-man band type things, all that sort of stuff. Okay. But yeah, any of the dance floors, selfie mirrors, photo booths and stuff. Yeah. We don't have them all ourselves, but we're connected.
Or you've connects too.
A couple other people were like, they'll sort you out, they'll do that for you. And like some people ask me for, do you know magicians and stuff? Like, I would send them, you know.
Point them in the right direction. Yeah.
Go check out Jer or whatever.
So you're a wedding planner?
Yeah, sort of in a wee way.
Justin, the wedding planner, we have to get a little earpiece, a clipboard. We can bring you along and you'd be like, Justin, what's happening now? And you're like, oh.
Yeah. He's not J-Lo, he's Tommy Mottola.
How many people are you?
But in terms of, let's go with DJs, because you hinted on DJs. So like I suppose there's probably different types of DJs, which is your basic guy who shows up and does the bare minimum, and then there's other guys like we mentioned, we saw him the other way, would bring the big rig and kind of like they've got a whole setup.
Yeah,
what's the kind of scope in that?
Like couples want different things. Like most want the band and DJ setup, but there's some that want I want a DJ to play all night.
Yeah. We do see the all-night DJs.
Hardcore dance music, no matter what my mammy wants.
But some of them, there's some like, I'd always get in touch with the couple and find out what they want and try and match them up to the band, or point them in the direction. Here's 3 bands that I think will suit what you're looking for.
Okay.
Or check out these 3 DJs, or trying to lead them that way, and then process of picking out, right, cool, they watch the videos, go see them live.
Yeah.
Happy enough, let's go.
Yeah, and I suppose because they do a lot of the bands that were with you, they would, and the DJs, they would do a lot of the pub gigs as well, so people can actually go into the local pubs and actually watch them.
I'd always recommend go and see your band live, and if you can see them in the scenario, for example, a wedding band, if you can see them at a wedding in their environment that you want to book them for, try and do that.
I've noticed that actually. Do you remember before you'd be like, so you'd be at a wedding venue and the band were about to start, and then you'd see these like random few people at the door,
nervous,
like literally popping their heads
and I'd be like, hi lads, come on in, and they're like, no. I'm like, you're grand, go up and just stand there, you'll be great.
I haven't seen that in ages. I don't know. It's a bit
of a it was sort of like, I don't know if you recommend it a lot. I'd always ask the couple, is it okay if 2 people can pop in, but you sort of look.
Yeah. As long as 20 couples don't show up.
Stay at the back room and don't be. But that's it.
You can pause you up in the bar and you still get a sense of what's going on. Yeah.
But you got to see them that way. And the thing we'll try and put on like showcases and stuff and the pubs. Yeah, so you can go and check them out, see them live.
So the way, like, it could be like you could ask a couple to come along and be like, come on, watch the wedding band, get the crowd going. Yeah. Do you know the way some days people are just not goers? Yeah. There's a fear though that you go along to a wedding or that day they just don't like music, they just hired a band and
or
you're
they could be drinking.
Come on and dance.
It's like we're not coming dancing at 10 o'clock. we'll be over at about 11 o'clock. Some lads are just like, or if you have a smokers crowd, it can be tough to keep a smokers crowd. It's very rare. It's like this day and age, when there's a smokers crowd, because that there's 50 people outside, and it's so rare. But you get one every summer where like, for some reason in this wedding, there's 50 people outside smoking.
It'd always be down, it's another thing I always recommend to couples getting married. Always think about the crowd that's there.
Yeah.
Like, some of them would come and just want, they're into heavy metal or whatever, and we want Metallica and Rage Against the Machine. Just like, cool, we've got a band that'll do all that. But think about the guests and maybe, what else is happening there, Grannies and grandads might want up for a bit of a waltz or a jive or
keep everyone happy.
Get everybody involved and let everybody have a bit of fun. Everybody wants to dance when they get you naturally want to get up and have the crack and have a dance.
So most weddings it is crack. This was actually one of the last ones I saw. Remember? That's there's you in the background.
Oh, there's me.
if you get the but it's usually this sort of shit going on the dance floor.
But that's what you want. It's like they're there and they want to have fun. You're just you're letting them do this. You're like, let's make it happen. Get everybody have the crack,
I like that.
Yeah, and I suppose it's like where some people might go, I'm not into X, Y, or Z. But the reason why most people are on full of dance floor when there's like a banger coming on from the 80s is it's all familiar to us.
Yeah.
Whatever age it is, whether it's 20 or 80, it's like we're all familiar with that song.
Yeah, this is it. I just put it down to a numbers game. It's like every wedding band has a set of 30 songs that every other wedding band knows.
Yes.
There is them 30, 40 songs that are just always going to work. So it's like,
And we do hear a lot of the same songs towards the start because they know that these are floor fillers. Let's get this party started.
Your job as a band is to fill the floor. Like when they're getting in touch to book a band, it was like they're buying the service, and the service is a full dance floor. That's what they want. So it's like
whether they like it or not.
Well, it's like get
out there
to make the dance floor full, play to the crowds. You know, give them what they want.
And then while we're on the bands, it's like it's not just weddings. So are there certain bands that are like pure wedding bands? Are there some bands that are kind of like do the corporate, do the events, do the pubs?
So there would be some bands, people get in touch and look, we have a big country crowd, we like the Irish stuff, we want... And it's like, we have bands that lean into that a bit more. They do the trad stuff, or have an Irish twist of a fiddle or something, or a box player, or, you know, they still play all the hits and classics.
But just in their own style?
Just in an Irish twist out, and like, you know, again, we learned this the hard way. I remember we got booked for a wedding, went down to it, and they only wanted country and waltzes and jives.
From the Guilty Judges?
Yes.
Okay.
I remember playing this wedding.
I don't think I've ever heard you play a jive in my life, but
Let's say it was very difficult, and it was a light dance floor.
But you did it though.
Yeah, we struggled through it, but I remember after it was like, that just wasn't nice on both sides. It was like, we need to make sure that if somebody's booking us,
that you know
we,
they're
we,
booking.
we find out do you want loads of country and jives and stuff? Like we want all, right, cool. We're not probably the band to get. Let's go with, you know.
But at least it's great that you have that, and you have that knowledge that you can steer people in the right direction, because I think some people misunderstand, not misunderstand, but they think they're booking one thing, or they just assume that you're a band, so you'll play anything. But it's
here, put this song on. It's like okay. Oh, you know it's like
it's like, what you see me move my hands.
But like that's the thing. I would always try and match, so the band and the couple and the vibe is the same. It's just good for both parties. Like they're both getting what they want then. You know, I'd prefer to send the band down there and know they're going to knock it out of the park, and everything's going to work out.
Well, I like that. And there's a happy ending for everybody. Because you're getting married yourself.
Yes.
This year. It's very exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Katrine, we'll give her a shout out.
Yeah. So November 29th, we're getting married.
Big day.
Very exciting day.
So there'll be no bands available that day to play anywhere in Cork. They're all going to make your wedding.
I tell you now, there was actually, there was a couple who got in touch. No, it wasn't for a wedding couple. I think it was a day two or something. They were looking for somebody, and I was just like, "This is very difficult." And I like,
but it's my wedding day.
I was like, "It's very hard to find musicians for this day." We got them sorted because they're all going to be at the wedding.
Because you were saying that your day's obviously going to be full of music. I understand that. Because we did Adam, who's in the All Madrons, his wedding day. You were there, and half the musicians were there as well. And that was just one big gig for the day. Like it was probably the best drinks reception. I can say that it was probably the best drinks reception.
I know. In terms of music and the variety of music, I mean, it's very rare whereby there's people just getting up and there's such a changeover continually. Every 15 minutes, somebody else is getting up to sing, or there was a different mix up in the band.
We were the only ones in the room that didn't know how to sing or play an instrument. It was amazing.
It's nice when you're there, and there's a massive music crowd, and everybody can get up and change about. And it's important to the couple as well. It's like, I'd always say, find out what's important to the couple. Some people, they're happy enough. Oh, I just want, party pop wedding band that does a bit of everything. And DJ, they don't spend too long thinking about it, and then they're like, but for my ceremony, I want this and that, and I would love to have this, and you just have to find, that's really important to them. So
they do put more thought into song choice for those kind of things. And it kind of goes from there. They're happy to let it to you.
You do find with couples that they just don't all want the same thing. It's like other things matter a bit more to people. So I'm trying to match them up that way.
And music's obviously, and your bride to be, like
that's
important too. When you bring the dog.
Yeah, the dogs. Dogs.
I love it.
Mark was coming. He's
brilliant.
He got his suit and all that.
Legends. Legends.
Little pug. I love it.
But how did you find the whole wedding thing? Like in terms of the different kind of processes and kind of like looking in. I suppose you've got an insight into it, but you probably don't have an insight into whole parts of the day.
Doing it yourself. You actually find out what is important to us. Like we just sat down and thought, it was like, we just want all of our friends and family to be there and have mega crack. Like, that's the most important thing. Obviously, loads of music during the day. I'm,
You might pick up an instrument yourself.
But you know, I'm lucky in the way there's loads of musicians there.
Exactly.
We can crack with it and go.
You're like, if you want your dinner now, you'll play
we can go really big with it.
Yeah.
That's fairly cool. So we can have loads of fun that way. But having the dog part of it really important.
Okay.
Yeah. And I suppose what you're saying there is you thought about it and you go, we're not just going to go get boxed into doing X, Y, or Z. We're just going to tee it so that we can do what we like, the music, have the dog, having friends, family, and it's kind of lean that way. Because people, you can get caught up in weddings so quickly.
Big time.
And particularly with the music, if you just start Googling bands, you could go on searching forever.
You get a bit too much. This thing, when somebody's in booking with me, like this thing, I'll ask plenty of questions. What do you want? What sort of style? Were you at a wedding recently? What did you like about the band? What do you not like? Do you want the Irish thing or the country thing? And then try and narrow it down to, out of my mind, 3 or 4 bands. Just these 3 or 4 are very popular. I think you might like them. Check them out, see what you think. Look at all the videos, and if they say, "Oh, I like these 2," cool. Here's all the gigs, or here's the opportunity to go see them live. You know, have a look and see what you think.
I take my head off you though. Organising a wedding when you're in the industry, it's kind of like I think it's different. Like if we were getting married now, I don't think I'd get married now because I'm too far into it. I'd be like, let's just skip that part ourselves.
I found it really easy actually.
Did you? Okay, good.
Katrina thinks about it a lot more, and she's. To be fair, she's loving it, and she's doing lots of crafty bits and stuff.
Brilliant.
Okay, good. She's into her DIY.
Okay. So she's loving all that. But for me, it was like choosing suppliers and stuff. I was just like, I know 20 of them. I'm just going to try all.
I suppose that's true.
Once you get them, just let them do their thing.
Because you know the well enough to trust them.
There's no point me.
Well, that's it. The last thing you want is someone trying to control what you do. You're aware of that. So it's like you're not going to do that to someone else. If that's their profession, they should be on it.
Just let the professionals do their job and get on.
I'm just going to chill out here in the corner.
So it was fairly easy. It was just like, get them, they're good at it. Get them, they're good at it. Yeah, everything's all right.
I love it. One day, Tom,
I don't really think
plans.
But from my side, I do see like to be brides and grooms get in touch and they're like, oh, we want you to play this song and then this song, and then
micromanaging slightly.
Play half of this song and speed it up for this bit, and these are the 40 songs we want it, and you're just like, oh, this is like, we need to walk through a bit of this and like, this won't work, and not that it won't work, but it's like, try and lay the map out a bit better. It's like, let's keep it simple, and
there's a difference between like giving, telling you what I like versus telling you how to do what I like. That's the difference.
And then I suppose you know a lot, and you knew a lot of vendors, but then for the people who absolutely know nothing, you've got your toes in something else as well. Tommy Mottola.
What's your phone? Say Justin.
So Wedfest, you've dove deep into Wedfest, which is a wedding fair
showcase. And I do apologise for not going in January.
Yeah, no problem.
We went skiing.
Oh, here. I wish I could have went.
Genuinely, we were skiing that weekend. But I was looking on social media, it looked like a great success in fairness.
Yeah, Wedfest down really good.
And this is in Páirc Uí Chaoimh.
Yeah, it was Páirc Uí Chaoimh. It all started out after Partybands. So I had a couple of bands under my belt. It was like a lot of couples wanting to go see them all. It was like, cool. So we used to put on little showcase days in Oliver Plunkett and in Crane Lane. 5-6 bands, DJ, ceremony singer, they'd all come along, sit down, hand them out Prosecco. People used to have great fun. It was 3 or 4 hours long, see a couple of bands.
That's really good. I think I'd just go to that if I wasn't getting married.
I remember watching people coming out and they were like, they had great crack today. Like,
even get married.
Stumbling out, like, they're ready for the pub. But, and we grew in from that. We just grew it a lot bigger.
And when you say a lot bigger, like from going from gigging in Crane Lane to like Wedfest is like it's not a small leap. Like it's a big
Páirc Uí Chaoimh is a great venue. Like they've built that premium kind of level, and it's built for conferences and kind of showcases, and it's great for different vendors. And if a couple is kind of like, say, particularly it's a great one in the new year if they've just got engaged, say around Christmas time, and then the new year comes around and the show is on, Wedfest is on. And then to go around and just do a lap and kind of get a feel for everything that's in weddings.
It started out with I used to showcase at the Munster Wedding Expo.
That's right, the Munster Wedding Expo was there, probably before the break of COVID.
I
just try to slip in COVID into every conversation just to annoy
so I used to go there and
we went to that a couple of times ourselves.
I remember the very first one, we had a stormer at the first one because we were one of the only band agency type things there, so there was a queue long at our
That was
thing.
a crazy busy. You're right, that weekend was
we were
nuts.
really busy. But it was like, I was just telling people, hey, here's all our bands, they're playing at Wedfest in 2 weeks time, come along. So I go there to get everybody to come to the Wedfest show.
Yeah.
And then, after COVID, this thing, it wasn't on anymore.
That's right. It was slow to pick back up. I suppose it's tricky in Páirc Uí Chaoimh to get your slot, because if there's a match going on, you kind of have to wait to get the right slot.
We're actually working with that.
And that one is. I was going to say to you, I meant to say to you off camera, but I think the plan generally is to try have it 2 times a year. Is it?
Yeah.
But September is a very tough time of year to get a slot ahead of the sport.
That's it. We're working on a date, September, October date at the minute.
Okay.
Hopefully. I was actually in touch with them this morning, so they're working on it.
Brilliant.
But the time was, because I remember Sandra ran the old one.
Yes.
So we went there and I was just like, why is this not on? Like, this was class. And she was too busy. It was like up the walls.
She is a woman that seems to be constantly doing a million things as well, though. She came on once to do the podcast as well with us before. Sandra. She's got a lot going on.
She's an absolute operator.
She opened a flower shop and everything recently.
Yeah,
I mean, they do
operator.
everything. Yeah.
But so I went to her, why is this not on? She was like, way too busy, it's hectic, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, can I take this on? Like, can I have it, please? Yeah, no, I was just like, I want to bring Wedfest and go a lot bigger. Okay. I think I can do a class job. She was like, yeah, I want to jump in with you. I was like, cool, let's go.
Okay. So she's still doing it with you?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
So having her on board, unbelievable. There's a thing, because she had been there, she knew all the stats, the figures, the problems, the solutions. Okay. She just knew it all, which was really great. So I think we made a good team doing that. Okay. We changed about with, like, we had live music, so we have one room dedicated.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah. So there's stage in there, and it's got all the dance floors, it's got the selfie mirrors and the 360 booths, and all the fun toys are in there.
It's going into an arcade.
Yeah. Well, and we've all, like, it is all blacked out. We try to make it as close to
the atmosphere of the wedding. Yeah.
So, and like, when it was on, there's people dancing and having the crack at it.
Oh, that's good.
Well, I saw on the VIP, bottomless bubbles, is that correct?
We had that on.
Did you have to pull the plug on that?
Yeah, I had to pull the plug in that one.
No, it's gas. It seems like people are going to a wedding trade show. Yeah. You think they'd be nice and polite, but they go in gangs and they're going on the sesh. The girls are like, let's have a go.
Yeah, the whole point was I wanted to make it an event where you could go to it and actually be entertained and have the crack.
You were still having the Crane Lane session, but at Wedfest.
I want people to go to Wedfest.
Okay.
The tickets are 10-15 quid. It's like, I want them going in and having fun, having the crack, having an experience during the day, seeing loads of music, coming out going, that was a great day out. So
that's really good.
We have another room dedicated with fashion show. It went down really well. Stormer, that one.
Brilliant.
And then loads of suppliers. We I think we had 100 suppliers at the last one.
Yeah,
and I must say, like, we cut our chops. One of the ways we really started out was doing trade shows. Yeah. So we did the RDS, City West, and we're doing shows down Munster area. So like if suppliers are thinking about doing it, it's a brilliant exposure for them. Yeah. Whether it's kind of like you're starting out and you want to get that kind of wheel turning, or if we're kind of restricted, whereby probably the same as a band, you can take one booking on one day. If you go to one wedding on one day, you can't go to multiple weddings.
Yeah.
But like if you're a supplier that can kind of resell your product or service multiple times because you don't actually have to show up on the day, it's a great way to hit a big market.
Big time. Yeah. We had loads of new suppliers that were sort of new to the game, and at the last one, they all found it great. Like, I think we had 700 people through the door.
Wow, that's a lot of people. Yeah.
And we try on the website, like, we have a check my date feature. So
very good.
Couples go on there, put in their details, their name, their venue, if they've got a venue booked, and a date. And there's little check boxes like a photographer and bands DJ. They select the stuff they're looking for, and a little message box. Fill in the message box, hit send. It goes to all the suppliers.
Okay.
So great for suppliers because they're getting all the leads, and they can they can check. Oh, I'm free that day, and this looks like.
But at least it cuts out who's not available, and you can go from there.
So
because that is one of the when we were at trade shows, is like before we start a big conversation, because you can get into a conversation for 5 or 10 minutes, whether it's casual or whether it's a sales pitch, and it's like, check your wedding date. And we always give that advice to people. We twig that quite early. Check the wedding date. It'll save everybody time. But like that's one of the biggest tips we give to people as well. Like,
and we were also finding like before the actual Wedfest event happened, like couples going on there because you buy the tickets off the website. But they'll go check my date feature, put in all the details.
And then you know what to go look for.
Yeah. But a lot of a lot of the suppliers are getting back, I'm free, and they're starting conversations already, like, we might match up. And then on the day they actually get to go see them in the flesh, like, I've been chatting to you already.
Yes.
There was suppliers there that had come and I was talking to them, were like, I've already booked 4 or 5 weddings before the event has happened.
Very good. Yeah.
Which is great. Like,
and that's good. It's it's preemptive rather than meeting someone for the first time at the show. The couple coming up to you for the first time. You're ahead of that where they've got the information and now it's kind of like they can if they've kind of had a kind of briefing over your documentation, they can clarify a few things, ask a few questions, and get confidence in kind of talking to you as a person.
They get to spend a bit of time with the supplier beforehand and see if it's like, these look like they're going to suit my day.
Yeah, exactly. Personalities match.
We'll go and chat to them a bit more there.
That's really good. And for the suppliers as well, I think it's always nice as well for other suppliers to actually see each other. Because I know that sounds strange, like especially like we see bands and videographers and venues all the time. Celebrants all the time. But we never get to see the other photographers. Like I only chat to them on DMs and phone calls. That's the only interaction I have with them.
A couple of Joes, like I'd be saying, it was the first time I've seen you out in the wild. It's like coming in, but it's great. All the suppliers get to chat with each other, do a bit of talk,
catch up.
It's great for new people entering the game as well because they get to sort of go
around and say hi.
Say hello, introduce themselves. Get involved a bit more.
That's right. Because it's a full circle of a community, the wedding industry. It's like you said, like if someone asked me about a magician, it's like you can hook them up with someone you know, and it is a full circle. It's a positive kind of vibe within the industry, and it's kind of like the good vibes and the good information that we share amongst each other. It works positively as a full circle.
Well, it's nice to have this thing when you've got people that are involved in the industry, the experts that do a good job. It's like that's what you want. It makes everything easier when everybody knows what's going on and things are simpler. Big time.
No, well done. You're not one for like sitting back
resting on his laurels.
Well,
hang on, that's not all. He has another thing up his sleeve.
I feel like, are you his new watch?
The Lab Cork.
Yep.
God, I had a quick look on the website there. That looks like some room.
He's like,
we could do with some sound padding in here. When we started off doing the podcast, Laura was blowing the mics. So at one stage we were hanging the mics off the ceilings. The stickers are still up there.
Actually, I made all them sound pads.
Sound panels.
Did you?
By
hand. Do you have any spare?
I do actually.
There was a gas one where we were talking. We were positioning mics and testing them out and whatever. And we were like this is not soundproof. This is not a studio. It's kind of like it's a makeshift kind of area that we have in the home and to do the podcast. But Laura was like, we could do some soundproofing, and then she coming in with the pillows. Where are we going to put the pillows? Start nailing the pillows to the wall.
I'll tell you the history of the lab. It's actually owned by me and Adam, the drummer from the Old Moderns. So again, during COVID, everything shut down. We weren't out gigging. We had a rehearsal space in another building in the city, and we ended up, everybody get kicked out of there. Everybody had to leave.
It changed over. COVID, everything was changing over. Everything was shut down and open and closed.
All of our gear out. We actually rented a lock-up unit, like a little storage thing with all the gear shoved in there. We just drove around.
It sounds very sad. It's like we just locked all the gear away because that's how sad those times were.
Couldn't practice, couldn't do any of that. But we're like, it'd be cool if we could just get a room somewhere where we could throw all the gear. And if we could rent it out to other people and get other people to use it or something, that'd be great. Ended up finding like an old car wash building. And we're like, let's go for it. We just got stuck in on YouTube how to build a recording studio.
Brilliant.
So we're doing nothing else.
Place to find it.
God bless YouTube. Yeah. But isn't it great? Like the soundproofing and all the kind of extra bits. Like it's wooden floors, but then I see that you have the carpets. The kind of one probably the bit of soundproofing, but also people can put their gear on it or use gear.
So we've actually a room in there that we built. It was nothing. We built walls and a roof and a room within a room.
Yes.
With the 2 doors and stuff. We were. I don't know what we were doing, but we managed it.
Yeah.
It's like something like Warner Brothers walking into a shed, then walking into another building.
It is. It's like you walk in the shed and then there's a nice recording studio. And we're like, that's a bit weird. But and now we've it filled with all the drums and amps and stuff are in there. We hired out the musicians, like an Airbnb style. Go on the website, book it. We give you a code. You let yourself in.
Brilliant.
You practice away.
That's so handy for
all
bands.
the gears there. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what type of band you are. I mean, if you're starting out and you're lads again, like you just need space.
Yep.
This is where it is, where you can
like,
get a few hours.
You're too loud. Get out of the garage.
Yeah. We have, there's a lot of bands that are original bands that are starting out.
Yes.
Want to go make noise. We have people in there that just need somewhere to play drums.
Okay.
So the kit's there. They only book it for, they book it for 2 hours to go in.
That's great.
Far away for 2 hours.
Yeah.
We do recordings and stuff down there as well. Like you might see in some of the Partybands website. That's a lot of the demos are recorded in there.
Oh, was that in there?
That makes sense. Yeah.
So that's the rehearsal room in there.
Something new. There you go.
So I'd send some of the guys in there to do recordings and stuff, make videos. We actually have a small photography studio in there. We went and bought all the lights,
Is there anything
all
you
the
don't
stuff.
do? Like,
I don't know. But we were trying to make it a creative space where that's saying a band could go, they can rehearse, they can record. We have another room in there which is a podcast studio. We have all the roadcaster desk and all the mics and stuff there, and it's linked to the rehearsal room. So if they want to record a proper,
so you're going to do a podcast now as well, Justin, are you?
Listen, I own a podcast studio. This is my first podcast ever.
I love it.
I really hope I see a podcast going out soon. You're like, yes, we give them motivation to do it.
Yeah.
We only have this room in the back of our house. You've got a whole lab.
Brilliant.
It is there, and there's people coming. Like they book it every week for their podcast and stuff, or maybe they come and do a series.
Yeah.
Where,
but again, if you're starting out, so like when we started out doing the podcast, it's kind of like you buy this mic to just give it a test out, and then you realise actually we need a better mic or we need an alternative mic. But if someone's starting out and they don't want to buy a load of gear and they're not too sure actually whether they love podcasting, it's a great way where they can go book a few hours, give it a go, and
all they
get
need
started.
Is their laptop. Come down with the laptop, all the gear's there, plug it in, hit record.
Brilliant.
Perfect.
All the stuff's there, and it's 20 quid an hour. It's very cheap.
That's well doable. Yeah.
It's like people come, like the thing people do come down. It's just like, oh, you're good, have a bit of fun with it, see what happens.
That's really
you
good
get the
though.
experiment.
But it's good though, because it makes it affordable for everybody to go in and actually give it a go. Like, yeah.
And the thing, all the photography gears as well. The cameras aren't there, but all the lights in the backdrops are there, so they can. Bands would come in, do the rehearsal.
Yep.
Get some promo photos.
Do some promo photos when they're knocking about and go in and record stuff. Like it's all there.
That's really good.
But
nice
it's a great way to start, isn't it? Like, and a band to get started if they kind of need, they're trying to build their website.
Yeah.
And they can get the photos, they can bring in video gear and kind of and do the recordings. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. It's like a lot of musicians get in touch with me and they're like, I want gigs. And you're like, cool. Have you any promo material?
Exactly.
And they're like, oh no, but I'm really good. And I'm like, yeah, cool. I know you're really good, but like,
you need to show people you're really good.
Like, I don't get to decide who gets to go to gigs.
You're not Simon Cowell.
Yeah. I'm Tommy.
You're Tommy Mottola, but I can get you a good record deal.
Yeah.
Your publishing deal is going to strangle you.
But like, the couple are the ones that decide what they want. And they're doing that off looking at photos and videos and all the stuff that I put in front of them. Yeah. So if I have nothing to put in front of them, like...
You're not going to get
you're not going to get too far, so... Yeah. Any band that comes to me and they want to start, I'm like, just get video. If you have more video than everybody else, and it's actually like bands out there I don't think they're doing enough. Like it's, if you wanted to go in at top level, a couple of weeks of making videos, you'd be.
That's what
you'd be flying.
You'd be flying. Yeah. And you can see it with the even when we were organising our own wedding, kind of searching wedding bands. Bands stood out. That had taken the modern approach and put themselves out there, and the difference between going with the ages, having videos, having good sound recordings, and putting it on a website, it's like people trust that, because you put in the effort and you put yourself out there.
Small things matter, and like if you're communicating that you're professional and on the ball and serious, like people will trust you more.
Yeah, and marketing is about 50% of it. The rest of it just falls in.
Yeah.
Like
As I always say, if you had one group that was, let's say, like a 6 out of 10 performance-wise,
but their marketing was off the charts,
they're going to get a lot of gigs. Like compared to another band that's really, really good but not communicating that and not telling anybody they're good. It's like, you know, these guys that are doing all the
and you know, it's really good.
Going to win the gigs.
It's a really good point because, like, you know, people would they ask us like a lot if they've say booked as photographers, they'd be like, "Can you recommend any good bands?" I'm like, "I can," and then and then I go looking myself and I'm like, Jesus, that doesn't represent the lads at all. And I find myself putting in a little message afterwards going, like, this is them and this is their link. And I'm like, but live, they're actually really, really good. And this video doesn't represent them. I think it was taken a few years ago, but maybe watch their Instagram and you're kind of going, like, I want to recommend them, but I'm like, but this video doesn't represent you. It's not what you are at all, kind of thing. Like,
spend time on doing good promo. It matters so much. I'll tell you a recent one.
Okay.
Mr. Derek Burke.
Yes,
you guys went in and done the video for.
Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable performer.
Yeah, he's unreal, isn't he?
Well, that's it. We mentioned last night, it was Clancy's on a Friday night, which is a jungle. But then it's like he lit a fire under them and the place exploded. But
he gets to show that on camera. And like, at the end, that's what people want.
Because he wanted the natural raw of here's me and here's a crowd having a drink, having a laugh, dancing along, singing along.
When a couple's booking, they want to see what's happening in the crowd. They want a full dance floor. So if you can get a video that shows you performing and the crowd going
people
mad,
responding,
It's like they want to see the mad crowd.
And it's easier said than done to get that footage now, Justin, because when Clancy's hopping on a Friday night and Derek's giving it, and we're like, okay, just gonna.
But I remember when we started out with the judges, like we done one or two half decent promos. We put a bit of effort and work into it, but then a lot of it was just on the phone, you know, from the stage. It was like, you know,
this is what's happening.
I remember one of the ones that got us loads of booking was the sound engineer, so he's doing all the sound, he was doing the lights, and he was just holding his phone like this, and the quality wasn't really that good.
But
the place is going bananas.
Brilliant.
And I just mixed in a couple of songs. It was like, you know, 20 seconds of this, 20 seconds of that. I put it up. And people were like, yeah, that's what I want. You're like, the quality's not amazing there. But there's it, you can, with
but there's some moments that are just like you have to, like, because even when we're at weddings, we're about to leave, and if something's really cool, I'll record on my phone, pop it up on our own social media kind of thing. You get lots of DMs afterwards going, who's this band? How do I get in touch with them? And you're kind of going like, but you're right though, it works, because you're like, they're seeing that sounds good and they're having a crack. This is going on. I want this at my wedding.
That's what they're paying for. They want that.
Exactly.
So try and show them that.
No, you're dead right.
That's the main thing. And it's the same for couples when they get in touch. I try to lead them in to get them that. It's like, this is what you want. Cool, let's find out what you don't want anyway. I'll try, you know, pick out your 3 or 4 things that you do want and work hard on getting them for you.
Okay. So you've got like every facility in the world to get your promo together, get the marketing out there.
Don't know about all of it, but
most of it.
Give it a good job.
Yeah,
like I do find, especially with all the solo guys and stuff, because I do lots of bookings for the solo musicians in the pubs. Like, I do a lot of booking there. But then day 2 is a big thing. So, and the normal would be like, I want a singer-stringer that has a bit of crack, a bit of banter with the crowd and stuff.
Would they do full bands as well, or would they just do one bands?
Some of them, would have a full band.
Okay.
There's another thing, a little more difficult if your day 2 is on a Saturday. Because a band will prioritise to be at a wedding that night.
That's right.
So I would always try and send the bands out at full price that night, because if you're prepared to pay that,
you're running a business,
you want it, go for it. Sunday's a lot more easier to get bands and stuff. But the normal one would be a singer-stringer, that has a good bit of crack and stuff. But of course,
I can't go wrong. I mean, we've seen many wedding reception which there's just someone playing along with songs, but the place explodes. Like it really does. It's and you don't need a full band to have a good second and let loose on the second.
Somebody that works in that environment, somebody that's good in a pub environment that knocks it out of the park and knows the crack and the banter. The thing, and to be able to capture a video there, it's like, just set up the camera on a little stand, hit record, and have the banter and crack with the crowd.
That's it.
You know, there you go. I can show that to wedding couples day 2, and they want that. They're like, yes, that's what I want.
That's what I want on my wedding. That's what I want my day 2. No, that makes sense. But you do a lot of you look after a lot of pub gigs as well, like outside of, like, not for showcases, something like that, like actual gigs within the pubs.
Some of the main, like Clancy's and JJ's in the city, Dwyer's we do a bit of booking with. The Emporium Company, like the JJ Coppingers, Mabel Lane, them sort of one. So I book the bands in there and stuff as well, which is another great opportunity to go see them. play live.
Yeah.
That's it.
Actually, so on the 30th of March, right, I'm going out for my 40th and I'm going to Clancy's. So if you could get...
Yeah, you're under pressure now to deliver.
A really great band in.
It's already booked in. But I don't
Who
know.
is it?
I don't know. I can find out for you.
Can you get the guilty judges back together?
That's right. I'll make
Fly him in.
Do you forget all the weddings that were like, what you mean? I want them, though.
But, yeah, for stuff like that, like most pubs would book in most of the year at the start of the year, in around January, February time. Like, I want to fill
they're very organised, in fairness.
Yeah, you have to be.
I suppose.
It's like, it's fairly tough. The want for music and wedding bands, good quality ones, is fairly high.
That's right, yeah.
And it's like, out of the year, how many weekend nights is there? 100 maybe?
If you're going 100, yeah.
104.
Right, 104,
There you go.
But then for a wedding, if you knock off about 10 of them, it's 90, you know.
Yeah, and the thing is, like January, February,
They're odd months,
October, November.
Yeah.
So it's not, and like them 80, 90 weekends.
Yeah.
Very like everybody wants them dates.
Yeah.
And like there will be 5 or 6 per date want.
Yeah.
That's right.
Want that. So it's like always get in early to try and get your band.
Yeah. People are surprised,
Always.
a good band goes 2 years out, like it can be tough. I know people go, let's get married within a year, but you have to. We always say you have to make the concession. If you're going to get married within a year, you might not get the photographer, you might not get the venue, you might not get the band. But if you really want, say, a band, you're like absolutely want a band.
But always book well ahead. And there's some of my bands we try and book all the showcases in the off months.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they do like to do 1 or 2 during the summer.
It's something different, is that, isn't it, though?
Yeah, but for them, they like to break it up.
Okay.
Yep.
Just not do one wedding and go to a pub.
Change the scene.
Yeah, change the scene, relax a wee bit, have the crack, try out new material, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And they like to keep that night, so they're like, that's our night for, inviting more couples in and trying all that stuff. So
couples will get an opportunity just because it's on season and they're busy. Do watch out for the showcase. You'll probably get a chance to see the band.
Yeah. Like that's like on the Partybands page. I have a gigs page with all the gigs coming up listed.
Like makes sense.
The other great place is Wedfest. I have all the bands there and they play. You get to go see them all. Have the crack.
Date to be announced.
Yeah, date to be announced. I have a January date.
Okay.
Oh, do you?
January 19th.
Oh, is this an exclusive?
Yeah, exclusive.
Oh wow!
Heard it here first.
There you go. Hey.
Jumbo skiing.
But it is a great thing. It's kind of like the September October kind of slot when you do have a lot of showcases and trade shows on. Like that's kind of like people being proactive. But it's kind of like when January comes around, it's either newly engaged or it's a new year. We better get cracking. And it's a great way to kind of if you've kind of let it go into the new year and you're kind of like, let's get going. It's a great time to kind of lash into it, go to the show, and you can cover off so much.
Like I do find for the January show, it's everybody's very recently engaged. All the Christmas engagements, so they're right there.
Or even just from the summer when they're on holidays, those proposals around the world. But
that's it. It is massive. There's everything there. They do get to see a bit of everything.
Okay.
That
sounds great.
A great spot to see them all. But
I'll have to go.
We'll have to go.
Go
on. You just want to go to chat to all the other suppliers.
I just want to go for the socialisation.
There's many a time where I've been at the thing going, where is she gone? Like there's so many people here and I'm here by myself.
I was just selling someone else's product or something. This is a great videographer. You should book him.
I always loved doing them. Like back when it was just Sandra's and we weren't doing the Wedfest, like I loved going there and meeting everybody. And you do this thing, you actually get to chat to the couples. Figure out what they want, make a relationship. Have a bit of fun.
They run up and take a selfie. I met you today. You're like, yay! You're doing my wedding.
We'd also find as well there'd be a lot of people that would have us booked already or something.
Okay. That's right.
And haven't met us yet. They've just it's all been online or chatting over the phone. So you actually get to meet
just
them.
want to say hello and put a face to it.
Rather than when you're in Mahon Point, this happens a lot. But we go to the cinema, say you go to the cinema or something. And you're like, you're not even, you're just thinking about going in and sitting down eating the popcorn. And the next thing you just see this couple off in the corner and they're like looking over and you're like, do I have something? And then they come and go, I'm so sorry to disturb you, but you're doing a wedding. And I'm like, oh hi, how's it going? But it's probably better to meet at Wedfest than in Mahon Point on the way to the cinema.
Here, that's a good place as well. There would be times I know where the judges, we really would make a relationship with a couple. they would get in touch and like, we really want you. They really suit us, and like we would have the crack. Like, we went to America and done a wedding one time.
Wow. Did you?
Yeah, in New York, which was class. The couple were like from America. They met in Cork. Right. They used to come and watch the band.
Brilliant. I was going to say, how did they hear about you?
That's a great story.
And they went back to the States again. They were just like, we have to have you at the wedding. And like,
that's brilliant.
Amazing.
And flew us all over. We had the crack. Great fun. Yeah. Really relaxed affair. It wasn't a massive big thing, but the music was important to them. It was like, you're really important to our story.
That's what a compliment now there.
Yeah.
That's bringing you all this
they saw the talent early.
They were like, some of these lads are going to be famous.
There's tickets to be had here.
Brilliant. That's great.
Even after that, there was like, we'd still chat to them and stuff. Like,
really?
I was in there in the States, but they'd send the odd messages like, how's things go on, or anytime.
You do get that years after DMs and back and forth.
Which is great.
Yeah, that's really nice.
But we played weddings in Portugal and Spain and France and Italy and all over the place. Great, loved it.
Yeah. What an experience.
Good fun. Tough at the same time doing some of that stuff as well, though.
Well, this is it. Like we've done a couple of destination weddings, but it wouldn't be something. Not that I didn't like doing it. It's just it's a lot of pressure and. You're kind of given a whole week to that one wedding as well, and it's the fear of not knowing where you're going and what this venue is, and will the gear be all right? And
we actually done a few in Portugal, Albufeira.
Okay.
I used to live in Spain.
Oh, really?
My mum and dad live in Spain.
Right.
So,
you're like an old soul that's done it all.
I spent. That's where I learnt my craft. I lived in Spain for 6 years.
Okay.
I was in a band there, worked a couple of bars, and we played 5, 6.
So you flew in Spanish now?
Oh, definitely not. It was an English-speaking resort. It was like, when you met a Spaniard, it was like, but, that's where I learned all that craft and stuff.
Okay.
I have equipment out there, bits of speakers and stuff. And there's people, we're getting married in Portugal. Would you come? It's like, we can.
My gear is actually over.
Yeah, I can fly into Spain and drive for 7 hours up to you.
That sounds like fun.
But to us, it's like, we're going to Portugal for a wedding. This is going to be,
sunshine.
Lads' holiday. Great fun. But again, there's another couple that they actually seen us play in Spain one time when we were over there on holidays. Part of the story. Went there, had the crack. You're part of the wedding now. You have to sit at the table and have fun and join all the family and all. It's like, brilliant, So,
I love it. You're like, I'm totally good with it.
Stuff like that's really cool when you get.
You do meet amazing people and connections from all over the world. It is a great industry in that sense of the actual.
It's a people industry, isn't it? When you like people and get on with people, it's kind of it definitely is an industry that kind of facilitates that. Yeah.
And it's like, as I always say, people will work with people that they trust. It's like.
It's all about matching up, and you kind of do. You meet a like character that you kind of go, I trust that guy.
Like people don't work with companies; they work with people. So
that's right. Yeah,
and they need a face.
Yeah, so if you can show your personality and stuff through your business, like you're actually working with me, and blah blah blah.
Well, there you go. Here's Justin now.
Yeah,
this is him in the flesh. He's going to do podcasts from now on and chat away to Instagram.
I'd say so. I've always threatened myself when I start doing it. Yeah. And
you never know now. There you go. This could be this. Yeah.
I'm actually in the middle of building another website, liveentertainment.ie.
Okay.
So the plan is...
I feel like we're getting all the exclusives today, Justin.
You are indeed. So at the minute with Partybands, I only work with bands in the Cork area.
Okay.
I have a few connections up the country, but a lot of the stuff is focused in the Munster region. It's fairly busy at the minute. I probably get, last year I got 1,400 inquiries, I think.
Wow, that's a lot of inquiries. That is a lot.
When you're taking 1,400 inquiries and trying to send them out to 10 bands and wait for 10 replies and 10 messages, it turns into a right mess.
Yeah.
So this is why I always try and get a customer. It's like, right, what do you want, and try and find out exactly what would suit them and narrow it down to 2 or 3. It was like, cool, I'm just going to talk to 3 bands here.
You're dead right, yeah. Which there's no point in sending it on. They're all too different,
instead of sending everything on. So, but the thing, it's just very busy and it gets a bit messy and all over the place. So I'm trying to build a website, again, like an Airbnb style live entertainment site where couples or bookers or event organisers can talk directly to the bands.
Okay.
So the band will be able to go on, sign up, create their profile, upload the videos and all the pictures and everything there for free.
Yeah.
So they've got their profile, and then couples can come, or event bookers
Okay.
Again, fill in the form. It'll match them to all the bands. The bands then talk directly to the couple. So they're doing all the talking, and once the booker is happy or the couple are like, I want this band, it's cool. The band just be like, cool, here's the booking link. Everything's safe and secure. We take a small commission, obviously, but it's safe for the couple and safe for the band. There'll be contracts involved.
I suppose what you're doing there is all the knowledge that you have that you're kind of doing in person now. If you can put that into kind of the website kind of thing of it, it's basically like the person can talk to that.
Is it AI? Like, would we call that AI
we wouldn't
now?
trust AI now. I'm totally anti-AI now. AI needs to up its game now if it wants to impress me.
It needs to be better.
It needs to be better. I want to see more intelligence in the artificialness. But that's it. What you're doing is you're putting your knowledge and you're trying to make that widely available, your knowledge, so you can help people connect up.
Yes, that's the whole plan. The site's actually there at the minute, but it's not. I'm still working on the chat feature and the payment gateway. But the thing, I want to have education on the site, so like couples come on, they can look at blogs, videos, how-tos, tips and tricks.
This podcast.
Yeah, this podcast.
but that's it. It's all about sharing information, and it's kind of that's why we're here talking to people. We're talking to Celebrant earlier on. It's all about sharing the information so that people can make the right choice. And it helps them break down those barriers. And that means they're going to come to the website. They're going to use the service, which is great.
Get all the information in one place.
That's a really good idea.
Be able to make good choices on that, and also, I want to make it for the bands and artists and entertainers. When they have a profile, that they can have access to groups to talk to other entertainers, musicians, and the community there. Plus, have a section with all tips and tricks. This is how you can chat to customers, do this. You know, here is help and tips and tricks how to do this, and maybe even tips and tricks and like. If you're going to a gig, make sure you have spare gear.
But that's it. It's like the 10, 20 years experience. It's like, give it to the guys. Don't be hiding it. And then as well, it's like, just because a guy's a musician doesn't mean he's good at marketing. Doesn't mean he's good at videos and promo. And that's okay. And
more than likely, he's not good at all that.
He's a really good musician. He's probably not going to be great with communications.
It's another reason why I think I exist. Is like musicians, especially really good ones, are really good at music.
Full stop.
Looking after calendars and remembering stuff and all that other stuff. They might not be as good. That's why I'm here. I do all these bits. I have a bit of knowledge this side and that side.
Because this industry really is that, the actual playing as a musician when you're there on the wedding day is like, obviously it's the end goal, but it's like, it's only a minute part of what went on to get there. And you need to be on all of it.
You heard half the story that Wade went through from the judges. Like, we originally started out, I knew Fionn after Spain. Fionn was in a band. He went to America and toured with a band called the Voodoos. All the lads were from Cork and stuff. They were doing another tour and they had no guitar player, and they asked me. I was like, I'm there. So I went to the States and done a couple of tours with them.
That's really good.
They came back to Cork. This is how I arrived in Cork. I was like, well, I'm going there too then. I just haven't left.
So you just never left?
I just haven't left.
Is that because you love Cork or you met Katrina?
Both. But I love Cork. It was very kind to me. And this thing, when we landed in Cork, me and Fionn were living together. We're sort of a bit of a loose end. We weren't no tours organised or no.
What's next?
We weren't rock stars yet. We're like, all right, how we doing?
Aspiring.
Went to the Ulver Plunket, seen Mr. Rob O'Shea singing there, and we're like, oh yeah, he needs a band.
Did you just walk up to Rob and be like, "Can we play instruments?"
Yeah, we're like, Rob, you need a band, and we're a band. And I was like, I didn't own a bass.
And did you know Rob at that point?
No,
that's great.
It was the first time we met.
That's brilliant.
Me and Fionn literally hit each other, and we're like, he needs a band, and that was it. And that's how it all started.
And then you became like the trio.
Yep. I didn't own a bass guitar. I had to borrow one. I had no amp. We had nothing. It was like.
So you offered to play for Rob, but you didn't actually own an instrument.
I
love it.
We're a band. We're working on the instruments, but we're a band.
You wouldn't actually offer to own a bass, Rob, would you? That I could play.
Was like, what do you play? I was like, I don't know. What do you want me to play?
And a lot of you are such bowsies now. You're such buddies. You wouldn't think that you would have just walked up and said, "All right, bye."
That was pretty much how it all started. Right messers at the start.
Brilliant.
I think with all that, the thing we started playing. I remember when we started playing, me and Fionn were getting 25 quid each.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yep. That's how
Actually,
you
that
start.
was so many decades ago.
Yeah, so many.
But like, yeah, we were playing a little, but we loved it, and it was just like, yeah,
But that's learning your craft. It's crafting to get to where you are now. Yeah.
The hard way, but it was
I
great.
think that's sometimes a good way though, because you learn a lot more along the way. Yeah.
I would get a lot of people coming out of the music school here.
Yeah.
That have come out waving a bit of paper saying, I am a musician.
I'm ready to go, yeah.
And you're like, cool. And they're like, I need top dollar. And you're like, oh, okay. Like they want the highest amount because they have a bit of paper that says they're a musician.
Okay.
But you send them the gig and they're like, I'd be getting called, how do you plug the microphone in? How do you do this? How do you
different
do
ball
that?
game,
Like, they just, and it's like, you're not.
But even
you're not there
ready.
yet.
Like,
dealing with a crowd, dealing with different situations, whether it's behind the scenes with equipment or in front of the scenes with the humans, in Clancy's going nuts.
It might be alright in a recording environment where everything's, you know, somebody's there setting everything up for them and they just singing. It's like, cool, yeah, you can do that, but you have to know all the other little bits and bobs. When we were in America, I was also a sound engineer there, so I had a bit of knowledge. I'd done a bit of studying on sound engineering.
You had a piece of paper?
I never actually got me a bit of paper.
That makes you a good sound engineer.
But so I had learned bits there, so I could bring all that into the judges, bits of gear and equipment, like I have a bit of knowledge about that.
Okay.
But I do find people coming out of school to think they're like, oh yeah, I need top dollar and I'm ready to go here. It's like,
you need the life experience.
The practical
go into the pub
application,
and, do a bit of the. It's not there. It's tough
work.
Away,
but it's putting in the hours to get there. And
at least then you'll have the knowledge when you go to things like weddings. If something blows up or breaks or something doesn't work, it's like, oh, I can troubleshoot this because I've done this before.
Rather than standing there going, what do I do? What's happening now? Who's helping me? Justin.
Because it's a time critical thing. It's with photography on a wedding day. It's time critical to find the solution and know to go to a solution. And it's the same with music, where no matter what your environment is. When they're looking for you to start now, it's time critical to go. This is the fix to make this work, or the workaround to get going.
I'd often think back to some times where you'd be there at a wedding and I would be chatting to the couple like, oh yeah, we're starting in 5 minutes and everything's great. And everything's on track and it's brilliant, and there's absolute mayhem.
Yeah, because they're trying to find the fault somewhere, and then they found the fault.
Something doesn't work.
They don't need to know that. They don't need to know that.
But in that 5 minutes, everything's good to go.
That's it. You find a solution. But I think it's tough when people are like, can the band not just start now? But it's like there's so much tech in that setup, so many leads, so many everything, and it's like it's every time you plug it in, it doesn't automatically just behave the way it should behave.
Let's say with spare gear, having to know your equipment and how it all works. Very, very important.
Don't try and put it up for the first time at a gig.
No.
Or not at a wedding gig, at least, where you're like, literally, there's no time at all. We gotta go.
I've been to weddings when the DJ's trying, I bought these brand new lights and this and that, and all the bells and whistles and everything, and
taking the foam out of the box. And
he's there off the box.
And he's there for the hour, and he's still trying to learn how to plug it in. And he's got the manual out. It's like,
manual. With a charge in the corner. Keep playing, lads. Keep playing. You can just do 3 more songs. I'm almost there.
Brilliant. I love it. But cheers for coming in, and it's like
I think we can actually talk all day. You every time I think you've told me everything you do,
there's more, loads more to it.
We'll come back for another episode.
We'll come into your podcast.
We're coming in from the other angle. But I think it's great having people having the kind of the exposure to the wedding bands and kind of the different types of bands, different types of music, but being able to contact someone like yourself who has so much experience and then has all the connections through Partybands and beyond that, like it's a great kind of resource for people to be able to go to.
That's what we're here for, is like we sort of get 2 types of clients. The client will ring us up. I'll be like, the old moderns, for example, like I seen the old moderns and I must have the old moderns. That's brilliant. It's like, cool, you know exactly what you want. You've seen them. Let's go. Let's figure out for free and sort your package out and DJs and all the fun stuff. But then there is clients that ring up. They don't really know what they want, so it's
but they need music.
They need. They know they need music, so it's our job to figure out and try and get them the style that matches them and their crowd and will fill their dance floor. And also the bit of safety net where if anything goes wrong, we're here. It has happened on times like on the day of a wedding, a singer has got
well,
sick
we're
or
all
something.
human, so if the singer's down, the singer's down. If photographers got hit by a bus, they're gone.
But it doesn't happen a lot, but it has happened.
But no, anything can happen.
And like this thing during the booking process, I would make sure I would have emergency contact numbers, bridesmaids contacts, and it has been times I've rang up the brides being, look, the singer's sick, can't make it. We're sending a replacement band, or there's a replacement singer. The problem is fixed.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just letting you know.
Please let them know in good time that everything's okay and going ahead.
Okay,
brilliant.
That's good.
Yeah, and that's one bit of advice that we probably give people is we ring up with kind of solutions rather than ringing up going,
there's a problem.
The singer's not coming. Best of luck. Bye.
Especially again, don't like bring it up. Coming out of COVID. This happened quite a lot, and there was couples ringing me who were like, my band's not turning up on Friday.
Yeah, they just cleared
off.
And
I was just like, so they're just leaving it at that. They're not.
We had people ringing us going, Laura, our band is not coming. Do you know about? Like it was there was hairdressers trying to sort out photographers because people were literally just as you said, just cancelling. Full stop.
Just like not doing it.
But you're a solutions person. And you're proactive.
I had lots of changes and mess about that time, but like I never left it. It was like, no, you're getting this, you're getting that,
Well, if you can coordinate that now with the amount of bands and the amount of emails you're getting, then you can coordinate anything.
Fairly hectic again, just using computer systems and
AI.
Here, if there was an
I tell you, the bands won't be needed in a few years' time. We'll just be kind of holograms there doing the AI, doing the music. No.
But thanks for coming in, Justin.
No, thanks very much for having me. Brilliant. Enjoyed it.